So we are out here with, nonetheless, Paul Parnell. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you, Matt?
Yeah,
Long time
not so bad. So, as you know, I love to go through people's lure bags. Obviously, you've got a lot of good gear in there. So, what are you currently rigging up? What are you doing at the moment?
Well, at the moment I'm using the Molix 4-inch Sator worm.
Right.
It's my favourite little worm, especially in this colour as well, because especially this time of year where it gets a bit murky in the water, the high contrast, these purples and blues and everything like that, you can't really go wrong.
So how are you going to rig it?
Well, I like to fish these Nico.
Okay.
There's varying different ways you can fish it. So I've got a little Trocard Nico rig hook there.
What size is that?
That's a 1 or a 1. I think that's a 1, size 1.
Okay.
It's important to kind of match the hook to the bait, isn't it? Really, you don't want to have a too big a hook because it hinders the action, but also it can.
And do you offer it up to the bait in any particular way to measure that? Or?
Yeah, there's a couple ways you can do it. Obviously 4 inches, so you know roughly obviously 4 inches. So I like to go about a third of that.
Okay, right, so a third of the main body.
Yeah, so not quite half, but more like a third of it, and that gives you then enough action, and obviously the bait will fold around naturally on that hook when you do get hooked.
Right, show us how you rig it then, mate.
So take my little Sato worm out of the pack. Do like these because they've got that air bubble on the back. These have always been a
that little air chamber at the end.
Favourite of mine, yeah. And then what I will do is I'll grab myself a wacky tool.
All right.
Wacky rigging tool. And that would then save the plastic from being ripped in half, and obviously keep that last longer for me. So just run that down, just about halfway, just over halfway of the bait, and then once I've got that on, it will literally just pop into place there, and then you've got a nice little ringlet there. And then my Nico hook, I'll just take it and run it up towards the tail,
right? Just
because it keeps it more in presentation, and then when it's bouncing on the bottom, you're not digging into the bottom.
Okay,
so it's always going to be nice to run it away from the bottom, and then that's basically it. So now all I need to do is add some weight to that. So what I will use different types of weights. Tungsten weights are always quite a nice one to use. They do varying different weights. The Z-Man do one. I'll use one of the ones they give me here. I use a tungsten weight actually. Because tungsten there, 2.2.
Going posh. He's obviously got too much money.
Too much money. So a little tungsten, take that out.
And what size is that?
That is the 564, so that's about 2.2 grams.
Okay, right, so super light. And what fluoro have you got on? What's that?
This is £6 Seaguar Tatsu.
Right.
And that's obviously going straight to a, that's the...
Is that Sunlight?
No, Suffix 832. Yeah, it's quite nice. And that's in about, I like to go a bit higher in it because the diameter is quite low, so I go up £15.
Yeah, nice.
And then I'm just going to rug that in.
Actually, that's probably
You'll get that nice and deep into there, and there away, all the way down. Very, very. And pull that taut a little bit, and then that will literally, might work on that a bit more. Just get it so it sits in that recess there. Play around with that, and just get your just until the weight is literally then sat right on the bottom, and then literally there, that will sit up.
Nice. And with those ribs, they're really good to like take scent. You got scents and bits and pieces in your bag that you can rub in those.
Yeah, yeah, I've got some different scents there, crayfish scent.
Are they a scented bait though? Are they?
Yeah, these are crayfish already.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these have already got a bit of crayfish colour sent to them already. So just play around with it because it's all about your presentation really. And once you get your presentation right, you've got a nice little bait there, and that will just flick off the bottom with that little air ball there. Will keep it upright, and then when you're working it along the bottom, that will give you a nice little bait, nice little presentation, quite weedless as well for this time of year.
Perfect.
And that will obviously,
Nice one. Cheers for that, buddy.
A few fish on the bank, hopefully.
Let's go and see what you can do.
Yeah, it's going to give it a go.